Gladiola Street was another house in the Gentili neighborhood. Cindy, the homeowner, and her mom, Evelyn, are now living in Mandeville, Louisiana. The team drywalled. Keith did some electrical work. A Presbyterian youth group stopped in to see what was happening. But the biggest job was painting. Julie painted. Arnold painted. Don painted. Anna painted. Bob painted. Lynn painted. Pam painted. Jeannie carried ceiling tiles to the backyard, where Julie painted them. All this while Sheila poses with a paint roller. Eileen and Susan spent the entire week doing yard work in and around the Gentili neighborhood. They painted the fence at a house that still needed repair on the inside.
Somebody close to you done gone on.
At this house, the work inside had been partially finished, but the real job lay outside. Outside in the backyard. Imagine a swimming pool untouched since August of 2005. And bushes that have grown through patio tables and fences. And here, like in other places, the junk pile grows and is collected in one day. Notice the contrast of the immaculate condition of the house across the street. Charbonnet Street is in the lower 9th Ward in an area heavily damaged by the flooding. The house across the street is a good example of this damage. The assignment was to muck out the house, so everyone needed to suit up like at the other locations. The house was structurally sound, but much of the wood was rotten and weak from termite damage. Julie suffered several scrapes and bruises when her foot crashed through the subfloor as she was pulling up damaged finished flooring. The team completed their work in one day and packed up and left. Pritchard Place is in the Carrollton district, north and west of Bethlehem Lutheran Church. The team spent the week rebuilding the first floor, while the owner lived upstairs. Janet is ready for some drywall and insulation work.
I want you to move in.
John and Randy installed the door. And we end our time at Pritchard Place with the team taking a lunch break. Willow Street was a work assignment we got from Pastor Patrick Keene at Bethlehem Lutheran Church. The house is 2 blocks behind the now closed Baptist Hospital, the place where Dr. Anna Poe and 2 nurses are alleged to have euthanized 4 immobile patients when the hospital was isolated by floodwaters. Even after 1.5 years, the high water marks are still visible in some places. The team had originally planned to replace wood heavily damaged by termites, but after talking with the homeowner, everyone decided it was best to pull down the rain-damaged ceiling and attic installation. Pulling down the 9-foot ceilings was difficult enough, but cleaning up the lath and plaster was the most difficult part of the job.
Or you might surely drift away.
This sign and child's chair fell out of the attic when the ceiling came down. My bills come COD, my rent comes PDQ, so I can't use your IOU. Pat and Todd joined the team Wednesday. Mernette wanted her bathtub removed, so we tipped it over, and per Pete's suggestion, we took a sledgehammer and broke it in half.
There's a storm out on the ocean, and
3 tired and sweaty guys, 1 large junk pile, and a totally dead Max Fly golf cap. On Friday morning we did replace some studs, and in the wood that was removed, look at the wafer-thin layers caused by termite damage. And to end it all, everyone wanted their picture taken with Murnette. Dryad Street was another work assignment from Pastor King. Benita's house was within sight of Bethlehem Lutheran Church, so consequently, many people stopped by to say hi or just see what was going on. The house was a 70-foot-long shotgun house with no protection from the elements, so the decision was made to install the siding. Nate the jokester strikes again. Sarah put in a lot of nails, but unfortunately they were all in the same spot. The team worked long hours and sometimes well into the evening. When the team found out there wasn't enough money left to purchase the remaining siding, Pastor Steve immediately wrote a check for $1,250. Before the siding could continue, the hole where a door had been removed had to be framed in. The team worked through several rain showers. Well, at least some of them worked. Even though they worked many long, hard hours, the team did not quite finish the entire house. And even after a tough week of work, no one could pass up a photo opportunity with Pastor King.